Ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally back after vanishing for about a month. In this video, I want to give my opinions on the small creator boxing scene. I joined the community in April or May, and I have some praise and some criticism that I've been quite vocal about recently, but I want to compile it all into one video. I'm going to speak about different countries in the scene, as that's how people usually identify them. Just a disclaimer, I am ill, so you might not understand a few things that I say. With that in mind, let's begin the discussion. Starting with the United States of America, the land of the free, and what I consider the home of small creator boxing, because they're doing it right. There are three main companies: Breakout Boxing, Sword 7, and Get Back Boxing. What I like about the US is that they focus on putting on fights without trying to spend loads of money on huge venues and high production, because they know that it's just not needed when first starting. Get Back Boxing literally happens in someone's backyard, and because of that they literally have fights all the time. It's arguably one of the best backyard boxing events in the small creator scene, although there are only about 3 of them or something. Breakout Boxing is probably the small creator version of Misfits Boxing, except they aren't Misfits Boxing, and they acknowledge that. You see other companies try to have similar branding to Misfits and doing things how they do, but I'll talk about that more later. Breakout Boxing have already announced their 3rd event, which is already more than every other company if you want to count Outcast as a separate one to SCB. Sword 7 had their 1st event recently, and although it was pre-recorded, I would still consider it to be a huge success. We even saw the debut of Boy Wonder, who sent waves through the scene with his performance. From a fan's perspective, it looks like it was easy to set up for them, as they just hired out a ring in an empty gym. I seriously think other companies need to take notes, because this was just perfect. All of these companies in the US support each other. You know, there's barely ever any drama, and they all have the same end goal of sending fighters to the big leagues. There's so much support between them that people literally thought they were owned by the same person. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the United Kingdom.
Riding round in a Rover. If I see ops and it's over, I'll send men straight to Jehovah when I take shots like M. Sharapova.
Quiet, please. Permit me to announce with an air of utmost refinement and sophistication
that I do not have much faith in the UK. Don't get me wrong, the company owners are trying their best to put on good shows, but we've seen so many cancellations of events and the scene is just a bit dry over here. One of the biggest problems is that there is way too much drama. People love it. You have so-called fighters sitting in Twitter spaces just going at each other and some random people, but then never fighting. It's reached a point where there's more drama than there is boxing happening. It's reached a point where literal kids are doing things better than the adults in the scene. I feel like there's also a lack of content from some people, which also just defeats the whole point of creator boxing. A small portion of this drama comes from people making big companies. I don't know what the age range is on the UK side of small creator boxing, but so many literal fucking infants love to make fake promotions and go around annoying everyone and just making the scene look like shit. They see what's happening and they think that they can easily host an event and then realize how hard it is after a few days, or they don't even try at all. Anyways, I want to go back to the topic of cancelled events. Outcast Boxing were meant to have an event in November, but they had to delay it to March. Why was this? To be honest, I forgot. I'll have to ask about that one. But something I must say is the fact that a 40-year-old man has the power to retire a company's CEO and destroy the thing that created him is insane. This just shows the effects that drama and sending threats and all of that stuff has on the scene. Then we have Gen X Boxing. Already you can see where I'm going with this. In my opinion, this is an example of a company that tried to be like Misfits Boxing with the whole revolving around the letter X thing. First, they postponed their event because it was announced a few weeks after that the Prime card was going to happen on the same day. Obviously, this change of dates messed a few people up, but guess what? It got changed again. The second change of dates wasn't really avoidable this time. However, not only did a change of dates happen, but they decided that it would be a good idea to say goodbye to Headgear and attempt to run a professional event. Obviously, that wasn't well received by the community, and pretty much all of their fighters left. But that didn't even matter. The thing that got the event cancelled in the end is that the CEO got exposed for being a racist and vanished off the face of the internet. Obviously, I wasn't happy with this, as I was employed as the poster maker, although they never used what I made anyways. But the fact that people still wanted to platform him still baffles me to this day. I won't talk about it much, but it caused a lot of drama in the scene. Small creator boxing in the UK is a mess right now. In the last 6 or so months, loads of events were announced and none of them happened. I'm hoping next year will be better with Outcasts and that one of the level 1 boxing event or whatever that's happening. Those are the 2 main countries that populate the small creator boxing scene, but I have some honorable mentions too. To be honest, I have no clue what's happening in Australia. Their scene is full of kids and then an amateur boxer who's probably going to win a world championship in about a week. They don't have any events, but they have a bunch of kids fighting in fields, and apparently their records still count. So they're quite inflated in my opinion, because it's kind of always the same fight over and over again. Romania had one fight on a balcony, which was strange to watch. Canada had one event announced, which didn't happen. To be honest, I didn't know any of the fighters anyway, but I was looking forward to seeing it, as it would have been the first event in Canada. In general, the small creator boxing scene is good. While I don't see that many people make it to Misfits Boxing or other companies, it has brought a lot of eyes, such that people like OJ Rose have attended events. If you are new to the community, I suggest you go straight to the US side of it. It's practically drama-free and they have frequent events. The United Kingdom needs some work, but I reckon a comeback is possible if people just stopped talking and boxed. Maybe we could have more people working on making real companies as well, since right now only one has a confirmed date. But anyways, that's my take on the state of small creator boxing. Be sure to leave your opinions in the comments, and if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. But for now, I plan on taking another break for some upcoming exams, and then once those are done, I'm going back to gaming content. Also, this is my official call out to James Bueno. I will fight you if you lose to your next opponent, because right now I have no chance of winning.